Today I'm going to show you my second-hand Linde fork truck. Hello, I'm Griffiths, welcome to Gwynny Griffith. Here we talk everything beekeeping, farming, countryside living, and we do reviews as well. Now I want to do this video about buying a fork truck for a few reasons really, but the main reason was we were not in the market to buy a brand new fork truck. We are a little business here, working these sheds and a new one over there and another shed in the back. We used this fork truck, or we used the tractor with a loader for years, and basically it gets an hour, 2 hours maximum work a week. We were not in the market for a new fork truck, and basically I went round a lot of the local dealers here trying to find a nice second-hand fork truck, and to my amazement, because you know we've bought second-hand tractors and stuff in the past and that's no problem, nobody really wanted to sell me a decent second-hand fork truck for the type of money that I was wanting to pay. Everybody told me that the budget wasn't big enough. You'd never get a decent fork truck for that kind of money. Why don't you buy a new one instead? Well, you know, we're a small business. We couldn't justify spending that kind of money buying a new one, and my budget was basically between £6,000 and £10,000. That's what I wanted to pay. And some of the dealers did have second-hand stuff coming in, but then they were telling me, oh, we'll sell you this, no warranty, sold as you, no LOLAR certificate, you buy it at your own risk on a part exchange. I thought, well, I'm not going to a dealer to buy something that I've got zero warranty or sold as seen. If I wanted to buy a fork truck sold as seen, I'd go to an auction somewhere and buy it there. I wanted to buy a used, well-serviced, reliable fork truck, second-hand, with a LOLAR safety certificate, for the money between £6,000 and £10,000, and this was the end of last year. Now, I went around a lot of different places, and basically it looked like it was impossible. But then I thought, well, let's go on the main manufacturer's websites and let's see what's there. And all behold, Linde had a few of these for sale. This one is a 2016 model. On the stamp, she's 2016. She can lift 2 ton, which 1.3 ton is the most we lift, that being the sugar syrup. And basically, it was what Linde called used, manufactured, restore. I'm trying to think but they call it an approved used fork truck. And basically, what the salesman tells me is they get fork trucks back whether it's been out on lease or a part exchange if it's a nice one. And basically, they strip the whole thing down and they recondition it from the bottom all the way up. So if anything is worn outside of, say, safety perimeters or allowance, they put a brand new part on it. So it's basically, right, a farmer talking to a farmer, that is like a brand new truck. Everything has been gone through, every worn part has been changed. It's probably still got the same engine and the gearbox, etc., but it's probably had some parts changed. But it's basically a new truck, but used, you know, with the engine is used. And you look at it, right, it looks like a new truck. I mean, that does not look like a 2016 fork truck. Obviously, Linde has spray painted it. Now, it's got a new cab on, so I think Linde put a new cab on this, and you can see this. Some people say, oh, that shouldn't be there. Now, this did have, when it was new, a solid cab over the top of it, and now it's got an open cab. So Linde's done that, and you know, to be honest, I think that kind of suits us, you know, not having the glass. There's still the glass on the front, and you know, for the money we paid a little bit over £8,000 for this, delivered, obviously plus the VAT, but we paid that delivered to the door. And you know, I couldn't believe how easy it was to buy. And, you know, no fuss, no hassle. We paid, and it literally turned up. It was a massive Arctic lorry. basically going around the country delivering fork trucks, and we bought this directly from Linde, used machine, but it's been reconditioned at the factory by Linde in the UK. And I tell you what, I am very, very pleased with it. So pleased that I'm doing this video about it now, and I'll show you guys around. There's not much to talk about really, you know, I am quite new to fork trucks, but we've got the controls there. So it's hydrostatic drive, you got brake, throttle, this is up and down, this is your tilt, and that's your side shift. So that's another thing I wanted a fork truck with a side shift, because when we're loading lorries or unloading lorries, you don't have to be bob on coming up to it, you've got a little bit of play. So that's got that. There's a big mirror, we got all our cockpit switches, lights, etc., wipers, hazards. This window's really good, so you're in your loading, say looking up at the racking, and you can see there. I mean, basically it ticks all the boxes, and I'm really, really impressed with this and very, very happy with the purchase. So when we bought it, it had 4,273 hours, and the next service is due at 5,200, so every 1,000 hours the service is due. We've roughly put, I looked at it earlier, 100 hours. That's all we've done, we've put on it at the minute. But I'll show you some of the other stuff, safety features we've got on there. It came with a blue light, so when you reverse, it actually throws a blue light on the floor, so people can see, and you can see if you go in. It's got the reverse sound, or it's got the beacon on the top. Everything is up to safety spec on it. You know, the LOLAR does that. Hitch. Now, I have got it stuck once. That was my fault going into soft stone, and she did sink down. You know, this is not four-wheel drive. The boom goes up crazy. I'll just fire it up now for you to hear the engine and to see that boom going up. And I'll take you for a spin around the yard then and show you how it drives on different stuff. We've got nice concrete here. There's nice concrete in the new shed there as well. But this being a diesel, and again, I wanted a diesel. I didn't want gas, I didn't want electric, because we load and unload outside. I just think diesel is more reliable like that. So, key to start. This is our handbrake. So down and we're good to go. She will drive without the seatbelt, but she goes really, really slow. So if you want to drive at any kind of speed, you've got to put your seatbelt on. Now, what's nice about this is, some older diesel or some make and model diesel fork trucks is, if you wanted to lift your forks up and give it a bit more power or speed, you've got to rev with it. This is self-powering, so if I push that here, it's revving up itself. You know, the throttle's down there, I'm not touching the throttle. So that's really nice. So when you're loading up a lorry, you don't have to give it throttle. That is self-powering, so you can just concentrate on what you're doing. The fork truck is giving you the power. So let's turn this all the way up for you guys to see how high this actually goes. I will never be using it at that kind of height. Oh, look at that. That is impressive. We just lift stuff up onto the second shelf basically, because our racking, we put the heavy sugar stuff in the bottom, and then we got big pallets which are 2.2 meters high, that goes on top. So we never need to go really above 2 meters. That's maximum height for us. I suppose loading a lorry then is maximum height as well. Okay, so foot on the brake, away we go. Put that forward, and forward brake, bring that back, and that's your reverse. Let's take you for a ride, show you on how we drive on the gravel. Obviously on the concrete it's as super smooth as you think. So we're coming on the gravel. No problem whatsoever. So around the back here we do unload lorries around the back here, take them off the road, and we load them up in this little area here. And people told me that you know, don't get a fork truck if you're going to be using it on a gravel yard, because it's going to get stuck. Well, I tell you what, this don't. Turning it quite hard there now on the button. We're not getting stuck at all. So, and you know, it's one thing not driving fork trucks for very long. There's no kind of suspension or anything on a fork truck, so you don't want to be hitting any kinds of bumps very hard. I mean, that is it. It is a simple, basic machine, well looked after and factory restored basically, and we're very, very pleased with it. Very, very happy. Now, we negotiated an extra warranty on this. I can't remember, did we negotiate 1 year or 2 years instead of the 6 months? And basically one thing went wrong with this when we had it. We had some kind of lightning warning light on that, and she was in limp mode, she couldn't drive. I phoned Linde up, say it was 9 o'clock in the morning. Before 1 o'clock in the afternoon, a Linde engineer turned up on the yard, changed the part, and she was working the same day. So, I mean, as far as I was concerned, that is excellent warranty and customer service. I got nothing else. I honestly haven't got a bad word to say about this. I wanted solid wheels, because that's another thing I was looking at secondhand, looking at a secondhand fork trucks that had, you know, air wheels. To change a set of solid wheels on a fork truck is actually crazy money. And to get that all-inclusive in the deal like that, I mean, for us it was no-brainer. I think we had an absolute bargain buying that. And me being the farmer that I am, I wanted to get one extra thing in the deal, because I've been on their website, I had a look, I said, I need you to throw in another fork truck. So I want to buy this fork truck, and I want to get one free in the deal. And the guy said, what do you mean, Griff? Well, you've got a nice kiddies fork truck there, which is exactly the same. How about you put that in the deal? So Fleer and even at how I've got their own little fork truck, the same as Daddy, and that goes up and down. Just like mine. And I tell you what, Fleer, the little one, absolutely loves it. If she wasn't sleeping, she'd be out here doing the video with me now. And yeah, that's what I wanted to do really. Because buying a used fork truck, I found it was a lot harder to do with my kind of budget than I thought it was going to be. I thought £6,000 to £10,000 was going to be more than enough money to buy a used fork truck. And turns out the cheapest place to buy one with the best customer service that I found was direct off a major manufacturer. Normally that is the last place you go to, but to get one at the price that I wanted to buy, I mean, basically this was the cheapest fork truck that I could physically find from somewhere where I'd be happy to buy one. I didn't want to buy one second hand off who knows what with no warranty. This ticked all the boxes, and if you're thinking of buying a used Linde approved reconditioned fork truck, then I would highly recommend it. They've been great to me, and this this is serving us excellent at the minute. We're loading lorries every week and she's doing a fantastic job. She's really good on diesel, easy to maintain. I've genuinely got nothing bad to say about it. So if you are thinking about buying a fork truck, do consider a used Linde one. Highly recommend it and highly rate it as well. Well, that's it for this video. See you in the next one.